Okay, so we're live on Facebook right now and on YouTube right now. We're streaming live. We're about to talk about, the things that most people don't like to talk about. So you want to invite your friends, your family. We're streaming. We're also talking on Clubhouse right now. So I urge you to invite your friends and family. Let's get started, right? Let's get started. Let's get started. I know a lot of people will be like, "What's going on, Helen? Why the topic?" They're going to know in a little while. So there's some things we're going to demystify in a short while. Why? This is because we want to bring, light to, most things that nobody talks about, basically, right? So have you ever followed the so-called smart financial advisors that are out there, and you're still wondering, that you're still barely surviving, right? It's because there's certain things that they don't know. Maybe they know, they're not telling you everything. Right now in this, platform, if you're coming on my platform, we're not gatekeeping anything. We're going to spill the things that I see people do. Trust me, I just became a year older. And with that, I have been thinking, I've been doing a lot of calculations. What are the things that I've seen people go through? Those fears that I see in them is one of the things that make me tell myself that whatever, it takes, I must, do well by talking to people. So I'm going to be sharing my screen. This is my first time doing this, sharing my screen. While am I sharing my screen? I'm trying to make sure that we are all on the same, we're all on the same platform. You see what I'm seeing. If you see what I'm seeing, I want to see engagement from us on all platforms, right? It's just going to be a talking thing, right? That we're going to be doing. So the topic says still trusting that advice that kept you broke, right? So what we're trying to do, I want you to take a seat. I have my very chill water here to drink, right? We're going to be busting some myth. It's probably something you've heard a countless number of times, but most of us are not really ready to do what it takes to, achieve those things that we want to do. So that's why I'm here to talk about all this. And I want to indulge us to, to listen. So the topic says still trusting that advice that kept you broke, right? So we're going to discover the little itty bitty secret that's you probably know, but you're not, utilizing. Why? Maybe because you're not informed or you're too scared to take action. So those are the things we're going to be talking about today. And I don't want to waste much time. We're going to go ahead and talk about these things, right? So like I said, have you ever followed the so-called smart financial advice that people tell you out there? They tell you, go do this, do that. And you find yourself doing all of this and still you're feeling stuck and you're barely surviving. It's because you're failing to understand the society that you're in, right? My very good coach always tell me, say, Helen, whenever you get to a certain level, right, there's some demons you have to, overcome. There's some gatekeepers. There's some, forces you need to overcome. But if you don't understand that it's the same principle that applies when you are in level one. There's something called a ladder in life. When you are in ground zero, right, you have to face some seven things that will, if you can defeat those things, utilizing those principles, you will move to the next step. When you get to the same step, the next step, you need to still apply the same principle, but you need to double up on whatever you're doing, right? So you see a lot of people burdened down with bills and all. As a matter of fact, I was born on September 3rd. That is the day people pay bills. And people are like, oh, Helen, why are you not doing? I'm like, you know what? Maybe this year we want to just take the attention. I said something during the 5-day challenge when I was doing the challenge, right? That bets the book that you see right now. I said, turn the selfie camera away from you and face the crowd. Once you start looking at other people, you create solutions and things begin to happen, right? So most people work hard, they save, they retire at 65. I hear people say they want to retire at 65, but 65 is a scary number because you see people at 70, they're still clocking in and clocking out, right? This sounds familiar to most of you. You have aunties and uncles, but nobody's talking about it. So many African immigrants, first generation families, this advice I'm about to give to you now, trust me, like I always say, I have a niche, but I'm going to give a generic advice, right? I'm not called for everybody like our president, our ex-president, may God bless his soul. He will say I'm for everybody, but I'm not for everybody, right? So you're listening to me today. You're watching live on YouTube. You're watching on Instagram. You're watching on Facebook. You're listening on Clubhouse, right? Today or in the future, right? You want to categorize yourself, right? You take what you can and do whatever you want to do it. But I have a certain number or certain caliber of people I want to talk about, right? I'm talking about professionals. If you're making 120 and above and you are doing 2 or 3 jobs and you're making up to 250, 350 and you're not thinking, because guess what? There's seed time and there's harvest time, right? And there's poverty days ahead. If you think it's not there, it's there. So many African immigrants and first generation families, this advice will work for you. Why? Because this is not your system. You came from a different system to a new system, and that's why most people still feel this way. You have tons of bills. Most people don't even look at those letters when they come in. It's because you're burdened, right? This last month that just passed, we thank God that we're all alive. August passed with a lot of things, but September is the 9th month. I was born in the 9th month. September, what September means for a pregnant woman, whatever you've been going through, you've been throwing up, and you've been doing all kinds of stuff, you've been facing those challenges. On the 9th month, you have to birth. 9, the number 9 signifies the new beginning. So you want to make sure that you are beginning to think. This is the time you have to think. My pastor said something. He said, maybe you should take a job vacation. Take a job vacation. Go on holiday. Don't travel anywhere. Take some time off. Look at what you're doing right now and diversify everything. Look in different angles of your life, your family life, your friends, your every area of your life, and then make a conscious effort. If I'm taking 3 days off work, I want to look at the things that I'm doing that is not good so that I can correct it, right? In the next quarter that we're going to get into. Rising living expenses. These are not going down. It's across the globe. You're supporting family abroad and you're living here. These are realities that nobody's telling you. This is one of the things that will keep you broke, right? And unexpected expenses that make savings feel impossible because expenses will come. That's why you have miscellaneous. You have those funds for rainy day. Don't act like you don't know. These things will come. So when it comes, don't blame it on anybody. You need to hit your hand on your chest and say, you know what? When I had it going, I should have planned for such a time like this. So stick with me for the next few minutes and I'll show you how to break free, right? How to break free from where you currently are right now to something way better, right? We want you to break free from where you are to live in this dream. You see all these beautiful people out there. There's 2 pictures you're seeing. If you're streaming live on Facebook and Instagram, and not Instagram though, Facebook and YouTube, you'll see the slide that I'm sharing, right? You'll see that there are 2 sets of people here. There's someone that is burdened with bills, and there's someone that they're all smiling because somebody took some time to lay that foundation. So you want to pick, do I want to be on the other side or I want to be on this side? Because guess what? What we're talking about, it might go in one ear and go in the other ear. Most people think, oh my God, this thing, she's saying it again. But trust me, you keep hearing. The Bible says that you keep hearing. Faith comes from hearing. You have to hear. And then one day you pick the light and it click in your ear, right? So at the end of this video, at the end of this presentation, I want you to discover the 5 pillars of wealth that the rich people use, that you need to utilize, and see how you can start applying them in your day-to-day life, right? So before we go, I always like to bust some myths, right? Guess what? You are not too old to learn again. The day you stop learning is the day you go 6 feet below, right? So old advice that you were told. Some of you came into this country, somebody told you something, you are still running with that expired advice. You're not trying to even scale up, to even add some things. My pastor was saying something a couple of Saturdays or Sundays ago, and he said some of you came in with geology license or degree, and you're in America, you've not even bothered to know if maybe I can add 1 degree or I can go learn something to just move up the ladder. Remember I talked about the ladder in life. If you're on this level, you want to get here, you need to do some things. It's scriptural. You need to put in the time. So sometimes when you're tilling the ground, it might look like you're not going anywhere. It might look like you're suffering. Endure and stay there, right? The Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. If it tarry, right? Because it will tarry, but wait for it. It will surely come. You need to understand that there's something called seed time and harvest time. Many of us were told, right, to just work hard, save a little, and invest in a 401k plan. There's nothing wrong about a 401k. If somebody giving you money, trust me, they're matching those things for you. You take it. But then once you take it, what do you do with the money there? Because if you leave it in that bucket, that money is not going to be giving you the expected result. By the time you want to retire, you understand that you worked hard and you retire at 65. You put money in a savings account or 401k account that is not enough. So these are the things that we're going to talk about today. So if you are in the caliber of people that I mentioned, you want to stay glued to this, get a pen and paper. If you're watching another day, you want to pause and ask yourself the questions that nobody's going to ask you alone. You're going to ask those questions, right? So now if you retire at 65 with 100,000 in savings, let's use that as a number. After taxes and inflation, that money might only cover 2 years of your living expense, right? Of your living expense. Why? Because inflation will come. Inflation will come, in time to come. This is normal, right? That's why following advice that is not good, especially from people that are outdated, people that refuse to learn and upgrade their skills, people that are not current with the times and season. Right now, with this cessation, we've seen a lot of changes happening politically that's affecting jobs and businesses. Are you even aware of some tax code that have been done or things that have been done that can impact you in future or currently in the next 3 years? We're still within the first year. So most people have not bothered. They're like, oh, my job, it's not my business. Come on, it's going to be your business one way or the other. So you want to make sure you're not following people that are stuck, stressed, and behind. Most people don't want to upgrade their knowledge. You don't want to be caught up there, right? That's why I put that word there that says, and look where it left most of us. Most people are stressed. Some people are broke, and some people are behind, right? So guess what? Why the advice kept you broke is so simple. It's so simple. Too many people spend money they haven't earned, right? What do I mean by this? Before the money comes, you already have a plan for the money you have not even seen. So this is one of the reasons why you remain broke. It doesn't matter how much you earn. You can make 20, 40,000 a month. But that money already has an assignment, especially when it has not come in, right? You're already spending money to buy the things that you don't want. There's a difference between want and need. Well, if you don't understand the difference between the want and the need, you're gonna get into trouble, right? And then you're trying to impress the people that don't even like you. This very one is the main bone of contention, right? So, like I said, imagine you retire at 65 with 100,000 in savings. After taxes, after inflation, after the rising cost of living, it may only last 2 years. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you really think a traditional saving account can cover the cost of healthcare, right? Can it cover your housing costs, even if you had mortgage? Most people don't understand that you're signing that mortgage, you're getting that key, they're taking pictures with you. That is a trap for 30 years. So you're going to multiply that 30 years times the interest rates, right, that you're going to get. Most people don't even understand that. Most people don't even understand that raising children costs so much money, right? You don't understand. There's an article that I saw that to raise a child in America, it costs you over 500,000, right? So imagine if you're like my mother that had 10 of us, do the math. Most people are still trying to have more babies at this time. I don't blame you. Trust me, I don't blame you. Even I would want more kids, right? Now, guess what? Many Africans, especially the immigrant families, if you're not originally from here, this thing is a warning. You want to put your ear out, right? You don't want to be like those people that are raining wave. Then at some point, you not be like one hit wonder. You are down, right? Most immigrant families support family back home while building a life here. This makes savings and investment even harder. It's not a bad thing. Black tax is not bad. We all love family. I'm doing it. A lot of people are doing it. But guess what? If you live in the United States of America or you live in anywhere in the world and you're not having investment in that place, you're investing in another place, you're taking care of people, they are balling on your behalf. These people are balling. Trust me. They are balling on your behalf and you're not planning your retirement. Trust me, you don't want to wake up right at 65 or whatever age you want to retire, and you just realize that you spent your life savings, your investment that you should have used to, even if you don't eat your money. There's a Cameroonian guy that took his whole salary. The guy went and bought stuff. He said, this meat, I'm going to cook. He spent his money. Like, I was watching the stuff, I was laughing at the back of my mind. I'm like, man, this guy must have seen Shaggy. He must have seen Wee for him to be doing this. But this is what is happening. Most people don't want to talk about it, but this is what is happening. And once you grow old, you expecting your children to carry the baton, right? From you, the generation that we're raising now, they are selfish, but you can't blame them. Our generation, we are toxic. We inherited a lot of toxic behavior or characteristics from our families. These children, they are mentally sane. You don't blame them if they say, hey, keep your baggage, I don't need it. Don't blame them. You should be glad that your children are doing what you can't even do. So you need to prioritize you. Like I said, right? If you're looking at what I put here, I said the banks profit more than you. Most people put money in the bank and the bank do what's called fractional banking. Say you put that 100,000, let's bring it down to $100. And guess what your bank is going to do? Your bank is going to take, right, $10 and keep in the bank. And they're going to use $90 and go put in this portfolios that we've been talking to you about, right? But you don't want to listen. They're going to help you say, you know what, Mr. Mrs., don't worry. I'm going to help you. I'll put the money over here for you. I'll make the compound interest, make the money. And then guess what? I'll come back and give you interest. I'll come and give you a loan. You're going to take a car loan. You're going to take a mortgage. You're going to take all kinds of loan. You might be happy, oh, they gave me credit card, blah, blah, blah. They're making you spend money. No bank is in business for non-profits. No, it's not a charity organization. It's for profit. They make profit over you because they don't really have money, right? I don't want to show you some things on here. Once you come in on the one-on-one, I will show you live facts and things that you need to see where banks have life insurance and they have portfolios, millions of dollars, and you are sitting and looking and waiting for things to happen, right? Trust me, you don't want to do that. Taxes eat away retirement account. Some of you say, oh, by the way, I have a good job, blah, 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 blah. Trust me, go figure out how many people they've been laid off. A lot of people have been laid off their jobs. Most people, if you're in a high income earnings job, especially in tech, some people can't even afford to pay their mortgage. So when you sit on a call and listen to people and telling you, oh God, I don't have money to pay my mortgage, it begins to ring a bell in your head. And you tell them, right, when I was younger, someone always said, my mentor, God bless his soul, Fakunle Odifa, he's dead right now. Well, I'm not supposed to use that word. He's no more with us. But guess what? He always tells me something. He said, before you buy something, you want to make sure that you have enough money to buy the other one. That's when you know you can afford to buy this thing, right? Now, most of us came from cash society, and we came on here where they give you a card or a little rubber for you to go spend and mess up your life, right? And then you think you're balling. That's fake money, right? Because you are indebted. You find yourself that you're in this speech, you don't even know how you want to come out. And you're figuring out, okay, maybe if I can just clear this thing, I can do. And then you go back again and do the thing that you're doing, right? Inflation, like I said, right, reduces your purchasing power by 3 to 6% per year. Take the same $100, go to Walmart and see what $100 can buy compared to 2, 3, 4 years ago, right? So you want to understand that without growth, without savings, right, you lose the value of your money. That's what we're talking to you about. There's something called time value of money. You lose the value of your money, right? Now, guess what? The median retirement savings for African American households is about $188,000, less than half of the white household or the Caucasian. So what I'm telling you right now, you want to sit back and think. First of all, you're already disadvantaged. Most of us that came here, we have accents. You can hear my accents, right? We came here, you have accents. You even came here old. Like I told you, I just became a year older. You see me, I'm not wearing makeup because I want to be real with you today. No more flashy lashes. I want to be real so that you can feel it, right? You see what I mean? You see what I mean? You want to make sure that you're not following outdated advice that can leave you financially exposed. Why? Because you're here for a purpose. If you don't remember why you crossed the Red Sea, I don't know if it's the Blue Sea or Red Sea or White Sea you came from. We know where we came from. We crossed many thousand miles, right? When you were on that flight, I'm sure you were thinking, you were like, if I touch ground, maybe in 1 year I go tear up, I go do this. How many years have you been in this country? What have you been able to do? How much have you been able to save? Most of you are living a borrowed lifestyle. You're spending money you don't even have. Trust me, a lot of us are guilty of that. But guess what? When I was writing my New Year resolution, because my New Year starts when I'm born, and I told myself, come on, girl, like you sit with people every day, you're talking to them, but now you find yourself doing the same exact thing they're doing. If you want to retire early, trust me, I'm not even close to my 4th floor. I'm almost there, but I'm not there. By my 4th floor, I don't want to be doing most of these things. I want to be balling. You see what I mean? But if you're going to ball, you got to till the soil now, right? And while you're tilling the soil, you got to be investing. So to build real wealth, you need strategies. You need that strategy to help you so that you can grow and protect. The strategy you need, if you don't remember anything I tell you today, write down you grow and you protect. As you're growing, you're building wealth, you're protecting it. The reason why you see people like Bill Gates and all those people that you see out there, they are not doing the things that you're doing is because they understand something that you and I don't understand, right? So what I want you to understand right now, you see as inflation is rising, your spending, right, power is falling, like I told you, right? So I don't want to go too deep, but I want to ask you this question. Do you think, right, your 401k or your small savings account can really cover your healthcare costs? Do you think it can cover your housing? Do you think it can cover your education for your children? Right? I have 3 kids. I can hear my son doing his thing in the background. Bless him. And the others. So sometimes it scares me to see that if I can graduate, and as an adult, I still went back to school to do my master's, right? And over here, they give you like a ton of money to go and get indebted, and you're wasting time paying. And guess what? If you are still doing the same thing now and you're not putting the right plans in place for your children, there's no witch, there's no village people disturbing you. You are your own enemy, right? I was talking to somebody today, and I'm like, okay, you have other kids that that you try to do stuff for. What about these other ones? And the person was like, the other ones go cover. No, you're trying to bring the same abusive relationship. I just said most of us are from toxic background, right? Where some people will be placed to be a slave or to be the cash cow or to be the what's it called? The bank to the other people. And then when you see those people, you just thank you were here. So when those people are down, they'll say, and sister or uncle been tried that time. Hey, yeah. Because they can't do it. You see what I mean? That's why you need to put on your thinking cap. For many African families, especially if you're first generation family, sending money home, supporting extended family, and raising US living costs, right? All these things you're seeing, the price of things are going up and down, right? You want to put your thinking cap up and say, if banks, if financial institutions, and outdated advice benefited from you by keeping your money in a low growth account. Most people are so comfortable putting their money in a low growth account, they don't even have any clue. They'll just say, oh, Helen, just leave me. I don't like to lose. Let my money just stay. Your money is supposed to be earning money on money. If you don't understand money, you know how to work for money, but you don't understand money. The number one thing you want to do as a birthday gift to you, I urge you to go find out how money works. Find out, study money. You study everything. Guess what? We're all working for money, but why can't you just pause and study money, right? Ask yourself, am I working to build wealth or am I working to survive? These are deep questions I want you to ask yourself, right? Expectations versus reality. What you think, your savings will do versus what is actually doing. You want to ask yourself those questions and be real to yourself, right? Don't do it while, don't say because Helen is telling you. No, don't do that. Do it in your quiet time, right? So the difference between the wealthy and the broke people is simply this. The wealthy people spend so much time reading. If you've not gotten my book, right? That's why I put it on there. If you've not gotten my book, go and get this book. Right? I put a woman there, but it's for everybody. Go and get this book. It is practical stuff that can take you from where you are. You need to invest time to read. You see, if I show you, I have another bookshelf over here. If I show you, I read in my spare time. I work so hard, I don't even have time to read. But now I tell myself self-education, I need to spend, even if it's 30 minutes every day, I want to read something new. You need to read daily. What are you reading? I'm not talking about reading the blogs, all the story, all the things that you see on. No. Go and read something that can move you from that ground zero. I talked about the ladder in life. You need to move from ground zero to another level. If you're going to go to your next level, you need to upgrade here. Your mental capacity has to be up. Stop watching TV. I love watching TV, but guess what? In the past few months, I can't even barely, if I'm looking at TV, maybe it's just passing through me. My kids they're looking, but I'm not looking. I'm thinking. If I'm looking at anything on TV, I'm watching something productive that can help me, right? Sorry, Elvis. That can help me. You want to set goals. Most of you are just going like you just appeared on earth and you're just going. If you don't have goals, you're already failing. You're setting yourself to fail, right? There's no goal. This is failure. If you have goal, you will hit. Even if you don't hit to that place you've set, you will come up. It's a standard. Then you say, okay, you now go back to the drawing board and say, hey, what did I do wrong that I didn't achieve? Like I told you, I've been doing my mental stuff. Like I told myself, this is my own detox period where I'm looking back. I'm a Virgo. I'm very practical. I dime myself every day. I dime every aspect. I dime my friendship, relationship, people around me. I dime even my children. I dime them. That's how fun it can be, right? I dime everything about me, right? So you want to make sure I'm saying dime. I actually do a SWOT on myself. That's what I mean. I'm talking about dime. I love money so much. I'm just talking about financial terms, right? If you have never set a goal, you want to book a strategy call with me. That's what this book is all about, right? That's what this book is all about. You want to set goals, realistic goals. I did a 5-day challenge last month, and those people that were on the challenge, this book was birthed from that challenge. I have a ton of books that I should have released before this that I've done 10 years back. But guess what? While I was doing the challenge, I was challenging myself. In 5 days, we were able to put things down. I was like, okay, finish what you start, That was one goal I set out. And I was able to do this. I saw it to the end. Because guess what? If you don't have a goal, you're not going to achieve anything. Wealthy people don't complain. Even the Bible says complaining is a problem. But guess what? Broke people complain. You complain about the economy, complain about why things are not working. While you're spending time complaining, you're not using the side of your brain that should be thinking of solution to create solution. What makes somebody wealthy is the fact that they identify a problem. And instead of, remember I talked about the selfie stick, turn that camera away from you and face the crowd. Once you face the crowd, you're no more using your selfie camera. You're using the back camera. You're seeing things that people are not seeing. You'll be able to calm down and provide solution. Once you give value, you get money, right? Someone will say you cannot make money from your 9 to 5. Most people are still looking for jobs and all that. But guess what? The wealth that you're looking for is in the solution you're not really ready to do, right? The solution, I had somebody on my coaching call, and she told me that she was tall. She had issues with shoes, finding the right shoes for herself. And then when she was talking, I'm like, And I told her, we just found something you can do. And she's been trying to do it. And I told her, hey, you're working with a coach that will help you complete it. Guess what? Aside from the fact that we're going to launch her boutique, right? I used to have a boutique in Africa, in Lagos and Abuja, right? I know the norms, how to travel to countries to get all these things. I can give you vendors like this because I don't do it anymore, but doesn't mean I don't have the experience. Experience is something you cannot buy. You have to pay a coach to help you, right? Now we're going to float out that clothing line just because she took the time to go through a 5-day program. 5-day program, there's one coming up now. I know most of you will not join because you're too scared to take a chance on yourself. Now, guess what? You want to embrace change. Change is a constant thing. If you are the same place for the next 5 years, if you look back in 5 years, you're still doing the same thing. Trust me, it's a problem, right? If I look on myself, I'm still at the same level, I get scared. I never stay stuck. I'm like a moving train that moves. If something is obstructing me, I will stop and I'll dissect that thing. What is this? And then I tell myself, okay, pack this down now, avoid this, go. See, what makes people successful is the fact that they're willing to fail now. They're willing to fail multiple times. If I fail here now, I know, okay, this is the route I took. These are the steps I took. I want to avoid this step so that my next level that I'm going to this next level, this is not the route I'll take. I'll avoid this. And if you avoid this, you'll get to the next level. Take away fear. Fear is the engine that will push you to your next level. If you avoid fear, you will not go beyond that door. There's something behind the door of fear that you need to access. You need to be able to head on, like hit it head on, go on head on collision with that thing that is stopping you. If you can get on with that stuff, you will be fine. I was talking to my business partner. He was like, why are you so calm? And I'm like, duh, like I already know the outcome of this. If you are someone that study pattern, you'll be able to understand that there's something called seed time and harvest time. And my mentor was telling me, he said, whenever you get to this level, I see fear. And it comes when I'm about to pivot to a next level. And then because he's my mentor, he's been able to see me beyond me. You need someone that can see you beyond you. You need those kind of people. They might criticize you, not like it, but they will help you. If you have people that are clapping and caregivers around you, you're not going to grow, right? So you want to make sure that you throw fear away. Now, guess what? You want to forgive yourself. Yes, for all the financial mistakes, all the steps you took. Forgive yourself. Most people don't understand there's something called self-love. Forgive yourself and say, you know what? I forgive you, Helen, for not paying attention to yourself, for not prioritizing yourself, for giving everybody access to you. Whatever it is that you need to forgive yourself for. Because some people say, not be your fault now because that now because turn it around and forgive yourself. And then now go back and put it on the board. I said, write the vision. Write the vision does not mean picture. Write the things that trouble you. A SWOT means write your strengths, write your weakness, write the opportunities that you had that you failed. I was speaking to somebody today and I told her about something that happened, right? I don't want to mention because I don't want to give it out. And then she was like, oh my God, if you had told me guess what? I'm like, I let it go because now I learned from it. Right? So when I see stuff come like that next time, I'm not going to let it go. So you want to forgive yourself and you want to stop holding grudges. Once you hold grudges, especially with somebody that's like a mentor to help you, you're not going to move because that fear, that anger is going to block a lot. And anger, even the Bible says, right? Anger destroys, it can destroy a nation, it can destroy everything. So you want to put anger away. Most people wonder why you don't ever get angry. I get angry, but I forgive myself because I told myself, since I noticed I used to be so angry, I had to go through anger management. I get angry and I can destroy everything, but I told myself, I forgive you before you even do it. Why? Because I want to move. If I put you in my heart, you must have forgotten why or what you did, but I'm holding on. And then You moved on, but I'm holding on because I have one room and parlor that I kept you in my mind. Your mind is supposed to be free so that ideas will come, right? So now, wealthy people or rich people, they talk about ideas. But when you sit with people that talk about people, these days we're talking, even if we deviate a little bit, I'm coming back to ideas. Let's talk about ideas, right? So one of the things that I did, my mentor told me, if you notice within your circle, you are with people that talk about people that don't bring ideas. They're not talking about how you can move to the next level, how you can make your next 1 million. Trust me, you want to step away from that room. There are certain rooms you're in now. You need to leave the room, voluntarily leave the room, and then go knocking at the rooms that you need to be in. Once those doors open to you, what do you do to stay in those rooms? This is the thing that you need to start telling yourself. What do I need to do to stay in the room of relevance? The room where people that matter stay. Because if you don't go to someone that has gone to the fifth floor, if you're not in the same room with people that are in fifth floor or 10th floor, you cannot get there. It's not juju. If your pastor like pray, dump hand on you, it's not going to work. It starts from here. Once you look at your environment, you say, okay, now who have I been listening to? Because everything, this is a gate. Your ears are your gate. Your mind, what you see. If you're hanging around people that are scared, before you know, you'll be drowning. But if you're hanging around people that are making it, they are quick to risk it all and they do well. You will not start imbibing, you will not start sponging. So you want to talk about ideas. Now, the next level will require you talking about ideas because sometimes most of you have so much money, but nobody is there to tell you that this money you want to go and use to buy this Gucci bag, or you want to buy this flashy car, or you want to go and buy this house that is not giving you income just because you want to be in a neighborhood to oppress your friends. Remember, I said the other thing in the slide, you use money to do stuff, right, to impress people that don't even care. They don't care. You're the one paying the bill after all. You would have used that money to do something that would bring income, right? So what people do, they take the money, your money that you're spending now is a seed. You're supposed to bury that money in an investment that would yield profit. Now, the profit that you get from there is what you're going to use to go do those needs and the flex you want to do. You spend your flex. Wealthy people spend flex money, right? So we're going to be talking about tax strategies and how to leverage money and all that. When you see people go on private jet, they are flying that you think there is not, they are writing off taxes. Oh, you will not want to go and use your last card to go and be doing things. Trust me, those people have money. That's seed money and they're still writing it off. But you don't have the strategy. You're not even humble enough to learn. That's why you see continuously learning is key. They always want to know. I just closed a client on my coaching call. I've been begging you. The last time it was a $50 call that I told you to come. Most people clicked because they feel, oh, I'm giving Helen money. This is value. You refuse to join that 5-day training. But guess what? That class has moved. I closed the client that is giving me 20K to do the same thing. This person is wealthy. Why is it that wealthy people are really ready to learn? They want people that are super smart in their space. But most of us, you want to be taking. If you go and check your archive, you have taken so much from everybody, but you're not using it. You're not using it because you just want to take. Very easy. Showed him the proposal. I told him, hey, by the way, this is what we can do, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, man, wow, I've not thought about it. And that was it. So now you think now, when I come here and be talking to you and I'll be telling you you're going to pay $50. Come on. I have moved up to a different caliber of people. That's why before this call, if you understand what I did, I identified my people. I'm not called, I gave you an idiom or a slang or whatever. I said, like the ex-president that died, he said, I'm for everybody, but I'm not for everybody, right? Not everybody will be on my call because I don't want you on my call. You're going to stress me. I need the people that want to take action because I have a goal. Personally, I have a goal. Right? If you want to get your millionaire status, it's the same work you do in the thousands that you will do in the millionaire status. But guess what? Why are you not utilizing systems? You want to learn the new tricks, right? Think they will know it all. These people, they just want to, they think they know it. I was talking to somebody, right? And the guy was like, oh, by the way, you know what? Can we? I'm like, bro, I'm not partnering with you. I'm a coach. You pay me for my time and I coach you and I help you do it. Don't tell me to partner with you. But please don't do it, right? And then while talking with him on a discovery call, and I realized he's been getting professionals. You're consulting people. You want to take the ideas you're not using. That's why you've not kickstart that thing. You're still waiting to launch. When other people have, they've gone, they've moved. You are still waiting to launch because you can't have everything. Wealthy people have mastered the act of getting the best brains in the room, and you're willing to pay them so that they will deliver the best result. That's why they become wealthy. So wealthy people take responsibility. The reason why most of you, right, you remain broke is they don't take, like I said, they'll say is they will blame everybody. They say, you know what, this mistake now is my fault. It's okay. I take it for the group. Let's go. Let's move and go. Right? Now, their own failure is their failure. It's their failure. But you see these people on this other side, their failure is every other person's failure. You push it to people. Right? So I don't want to dwell on all this. I just put that everywhere for you to see. Most people tell me, well, you don't like partying. I said, when I was younger, go figure out. I used to party, right? I used to party. I used to sing. I used to party. And the kind of party I used to party is not, I used to be backstage. You know, when you do music professionally, I was backstage. I don't do general stuff. So I partied so much in my young, whatever. I'm almost at my fourth floor. So you might be looking at me that I'm young. No, I'm not young. I've had experience. I've seen both sides, and I see that. Come on, if you don't stop doing this thing, I'm not going to party with you now. When I'm going to ball, I'll be the room, I'll be the center stage. I will bring the crowd, right? My ex-in-law did a party one time, and he moved a lot of people to Dubai. Flights, everything paid for. That is what wealth can do. Not all this party that you go now. There'll be people are going there to eat rice. After the rice is over, what's that? You want to party and ball. You want to ball. And when you want to ball, you want to make sure that your friends, you do. I love very unique stuff. If I'm going to do stuff, I want to make sure that if I'm traveling, maybe I'm going to Santorini or anywhere in the world, and I'm calling my friends, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I want to do my fourth floor party. I want to do something. I want to make sure that the people coming on board, they got it. You see what I mean? They're going to be willing to say, you know what, Helen, I'm going to take my card, put that bill on my card. You see what I mean? That's why I'm giving value, and I need people in the room like that. I don't need people that will come in the room and I'll be the one not trying to give you money. Come on, right? We need to do better. So the hidden cost of doing nothing is this, right? The hidden cost of doing nothing is this, right? Doing nothing is neutral. Like I said, all of us will sit on this call. We will still pack the advice, put it in our archive. We can carry portmanteau and everything, and you will not take action, right? It's simply because God even has given us a will. He said, I give you the will, the power of choice. You can choose to be like this brother that is here, right? If you're on YouTube or your Facebook, you'll see my slide, right? You'll see my slide. This dude right here looks like what most of people, let me say 90% of Americans right now. Let's leave other countries. Let's focus on America. Most people are in this caliber. You are neck deep in debt, right? The financial organization, the people you are owing credit card, they are bullying you, they are calling you. Sometimes when you see calls, your heart will skip. You are overworked. There's anxiety. There's taxes. There's business crisis. You have poor leadership skill. You can't even lead yourself. How can you lead other people? Right? Your expectations are zero. Right? And then you have so much conflict on the inside of you. You're not calm. You're not calm. The reason why you can be in a calamity or you're being in a situation and you're calm is when you are emotionally strong. Once you move from being a mess to where you are strong and you have scripture and you have the word of God on your side that says, right, even in the mess I'm with you, right? If Jesus can be sleeping in the storm, you are born of his image and your likeness. So why would somebody be like this, right? When everything gets to this point, that's when you need to press stop. Because guess what? There's stress on the high. There's wrong feuds, wrong choices. There's harassment. You'll be when other people are sleeping, you are still thinking. Even in your sleep, you are thinking in your sleep, right? So this is the real cost of you staying broke. Because if you don't take action today, nobody's telling you this. Most people will sugarcoat it. I'm not coming here to say you anything. I'm just coming here to pick your mind, right? Two things you got to do. You got to say, oh, Helen, let me go ahead and do something to change my situation. Or you're going to say, you know what, I throw in the toilet. That's it. Don't be only me. Actually, the statistics say 90%, about 90 or 90% of people are in this boat. So let's go there. I mean, the road to destruction is big. But why is it that out of plenty people, is one person that after look at it in your family, is either one or two that will be successful? It's because people have decided to change their mental, state of mind. They've decided to tweak things. The Bible says that in all you're getting, get wisdom, right? Get wisdom. So when you do what you're doing right now without a plan, you may retire late. Some people, if I talk to them, they tell me, well, I want to retire at 55. You're already 53. And I ask you how much you want to retire, you tell me 1 million. Or guy, you even get 10,000 in your account. You don't have 10,000. How come you will take it? Is it juju? You don't even have a strategy. I'm talking to you. I'm like, this one don't even have a strategy. There's no strategy. You are dependent on one income, one way, one in, one. If they cancel that income or they sack you or something happens, that income is gone. Then you're not getting into a trap, right? You're not getting into a trap. Most people right now will retire broke. It's not a cost. It's not village people. Some people will be forced to keep working past 65. That's when you go to Walmart, you see people working. Forget Walmart now. Most people that you see working now, ask them their real age, not football age. Oh. Ask them their real age. Some people are even knocking at 80. They are still working. It's because the system you don't understand will mess you up, right? You need to pause and understand the system. This is not tumbu tumbu mess calabar, whatever it is. Sorry, I might be going places with this. This is reality. You put 1 plus 1, it give you 2. But if your 1 plus 1 is giving you 3 or 4, there is an error somewhere, right? There's an error somewhere. Most people think they are safe because they save a little. Maybe they look in their account, they see 100,000, they are finding themselves. Oh God, if something happens today, right? There's a skit maker that did something today. The guy was so funny. He said when things want to happen across the world, guess what they do first? They said they attack the food. They said they attack the food source. He said when you look your account, you see your money, they go down. Oh God, go buy food stuff for us. If you get food stuff, you get data, you're okay. Nobody will know you are struggling, right? So that small 100,000 that is in there, you are finding yourself, you have money. If calamity happens, that money is going down like 10 kobo, right? So the truth that we're talking now is you are one medical emergency, one job loss, one market crash like what happened in the previous month from a financial disaster. And this is real. This is gospel. This is gospel. Nobody's telling you this, right? They're coming here to tell you other things. This is gospel because when it happens, your pastor will avoid you. It's what I mean. If you know the paper, they will call you again, right? If your income stopped tomorrow, could your family survive? Have you calculated how much taxes will eat, up from what you have saved, your retirement account? Taxes, when you retire, taxes, Uncle Sam goes stretch and do. Most of you have what is called a 1090 what's it called? A W-2 income. With a W-2 income, you don't even understand strategies that why people get businesses because they want to stop giving Uncle Sam legally, right? Legally. When you see people pull big cars, you don't understand they're writing off taxes. Some people travel, they just travel like that because they want to write off taxes. They're going on holiday, they're writing off taxes. They're doing stuff. They're living the best life that they could possibly live. But you are here clocking in and clocking out and still trying to figure out how to get out of this rat race. It's because you've not stopped to think about the system. The system is not designed to help you. No, it's a slave mentality. It's like what's it called? A chain that will hold you down, that they put it deep in the ocean. It's like an anchor, right? That holds you down. You want to go, the thing they hold you. It's hooking you down in one spot and you are comfortable because everything they will just manage small. So far with the manage more they go. When old age come, that management will not be funny, right? Could your children rely on your children? Could your children rely on you? Or are you going to rely on government if anything happens? Most of you think government will get you. They will get you for a little while. This bros, I don't want to mention his name. This bros has put things in place to cut off some certain things. So imagine if whoever is coming after him, we're still within the first year, people they feel as in the hot. Imagine we still have 3 years to go. Maybe they'll add more. Imagine what will happen, right? What will happen? So would your children still have a home? Will your children still have a home? Will they still have the education that you wish for them? Or the opportunities if you are gone tomorrow and if a sudden emergency occurs, do you have the resources to handle it? Most people say, don't worry, I put on my health insurance. Health insurance can cover for some things, right? You will get where you will go now. You can't say you owe 1 million for medical bill. God forbid, right? God forbid, if you listen to this, you want to say God forbid. We're not going to service negativity with our money, right? So many Africans, immigrants, send money back home while building a life here. I don't know why I'm pulling on this, but this is why that guy looks like that. If you're looking at that slide, you want to make sure that you understand something. This is what happens every day in your life. Sometimes you don't want to say. Some people have so mastered this thing that they'll just do this shit, nothing they happen. But some people cannot handle it. That's why people have mental situation. Somebody said when you come here looking for the American dream, you are coming here to collect American mentality. Is it mentality or mental crisis? Mental illness is on the high because people cannot understand why am I putting so much effort and I'm seeing this little. The scriptures say that the servants were seen on horseback. Why what? The prince were on foot. This is an error. Right? Especially if you're believers, right? The Bible still says, seek ye first the kingdom. I don't want to go there. I'm not trying to preach, but I'm telling you, most of the things you're chasing, if you take time to pause, everything is embedded in scripture. If you follow scripture, you'll be able to understand that God will put ideas in your heart that will move you from ground 0 to ground 10 to level 10, right? Tell me why someone that is selling ogi, some pap, right? The woman said she opened her fridge. That's the only thing that was left. The fridge was clean, no food. No food, not even pump in there, no food. The only thing she saw was one small ogi. She said, Kai, just like the woman in the Bible with the oil. That's the last thing she had. That is what you're going to see in this book. What do you have in your hand that you're not using? Most of you have skills, but you're not tapping into it because you're scared. Nobody want to hold you in the hand and tell you, hey, this can be done, right? If you don't do anything, try to get this book. That's why I put it on the book, right? Once you get the book and you feel you want to step forward, you join the community, and we're going to help you pull out stuff that in the next 12 months from now, once I'm clocking another year, we're going to come back and visit this video. That's why it's recorded. And then we're going to see that there's something called seed time and it's harvest time. Most of it they are hearing it, and I'm so glad that most of my friends are here. You see, the thing, that's why I said I'm not called for everybody, right? I put a lot of people in the French zone. I'm not doing business with you because you're not going to move. I'm doing business with outsiders. And then when you see me move from where I am, and I'll be hearing something like, she don't do any, because I hear it, that she don't do any because she don't move. It's because you don't want to move. You don't want to move, or got shit, right? So what I'm saying now is very noble for you to do what you're doing. But if you're saving money and you're already stretched, what happens when emergency happens? Are they going to send money back home? How many people from across the Red Sea or whatever it is, across the Orejobi have sat down to say, you know what, let me just even send you small gari or fish, right? Without you asking them. That they will use the money to send it. I better give me your address, man. No, rather they are calling you and asking you. If anything happens to you now, the bill here is different too. If you send somebody $100, go take care of them. But $100 cannot solve you here. Cannot solve matter for you here. So you have to start thinking, right? Start thinking, right? This extra pressure that I'm getting from external forces, right? What is it doing to my savings and my investments? You want to think like one of my friends, Amina, that had 3 children, supporting these people back home, right? She had 3 kids, supporting her siblings back home in Nigeria. And then guess what? Even though she worked 2 jobs behind, all of this, right? Her retirement plan was suffering because she wasn't even contributing anything. She was contributing minimum. She was not contributing. And at the end of the day, guess what? She actually retired, empty because she fell sick. Because guess what? There's 2 ways you retire. Is that how you do voluntary retirement or you do emergency retirement? Once you fall sick and you cannot work, that's retirement now. You cannot work now. That's the retirement. Or this other guy called Tunde that we all talked about recently. He followed the regular traditional advice that every one of you are following. Most people just go on YouTube and you learn from YouTube University. You learn. They're not giving you strategy. They're just showing you, surface. They're showing you surface. That's why you have to come on a call where you're going to learn and they're going to open everything to you. This thing has been in existence for a long time. And most of you be listening to me now. You're thinking, oh, she's trying to sell us something. No. The only thing I'm trying to sell you now, which is not bad thing, go and buy my book. But guess what? What I'm saying is, if you come on that call and we sit down and look at your situation, because it has to be tailored to you, we're going to identify that this is what you're doing that is not right. So that you can stop putting money for savings in a basket. So that by the time you retire, that basket you carry up now, nothing inside. Instead of that basket, you want to put it in a bucket so that whatever you're putting, the bucket will multiply and you will still have what you put in there plus more, right? Compounding. Right? So you don't want to retire like Tunde, that his dream was stressed, right? These people retire in Africa and they are broke. You now hear stuff like, I used to be in America, Mr. Americana. When we were young, we used to hear all those Americana people that came back with nothing, no shishi, nothing. So this thing I'm telling you, the banks, the financial institutions, and all of this, right? They're doing all of this to keep money in their pocket. Guess what? They're going to take fees from you. Inflation will slowly eat away your hard-earned money. And then guess what? Inflation will quietly erode your savings. Say you had a $50,000, nest egg today, right? You had a $50,000 nest egg today. That $50,000 may be worth $36,000 in 10 years. Why? Because of 3% inflation. This is not a joke. This is statistically proven, right? And even less, it can be less because right now, everything is just happening at a rapid speed. Right? So what you want to do, you want to make sure that you mitigate those things and you want to make sure that you're using the right portfolio. Don't take my word for it. You want to do your findings. That's why I still give you books to read. I first said it the difference. The first thing I told you that wealthy people do, they read. Don't take my word. Just like you go to church, pastor will open Bible and tell you, hey, they've summarized the Bible. and then you come and you go, you're not getting blessed. But if you take time to read and dig deep, the Bible says that he made these things available to all of us, right? He has taken away that veil, so there's no barrier between you and your God. But most of you will want to wait for one alagba or somebody to come and shake the and tell you. Trust me, you want to take action today. Stress, anxiety, and sleepless nights. Now, think about money. These are real circumstances, these are real consequences of not taking action, right? Most of you that are stressed up today keep stressing, but you want to turn that stress into something positive. You want to make sure that in the next 12 months, when you look back, you will say, because I heard Helen say this thing and I took action and my life has changed. You don't want to come back. If you notice, guess what? Some people notice that some particular month they face financial challenges. If you've not paid attention, you want to do that. If you work with me, I'll pull out patterns from you that you will see. By the time we finish working with you, you're going to be sitting there, you will dissect your life. You don't even need any pastor or excuse you have to say. You will see it clearly, like this thing is practical. And then you start avoiding those things that you're doing and you start seeing results, right? So your kids could inherit debt instead of opportunities, because right now you're going to pass on this opportunity that I'm talking about. Right? Because guess what? It's a character. Whatever you carry, just like I have a very funny attitude. See, I cover this water. If I drink water, I don't cover it. And that can cost me my brand new MacBook, right? Less than 2 months, I carried the bottle, forgetting. I just put it in my handbag. Bam. The whole MacBook got soaked with water. And guess what? When I call the other people, you know, most of us that will buy something will not put insurance. You think you are smarter than the people that told you put insurance. And then they told me, man, now you don't get insurance. That was it. Over $1,000 gone. Now my son does the same thing. At the back of my son was, my auntie was telling me, I think she was telling me today, and I laughed. I told her that thing he must have picked it from me, because tell me why a child born from me will know that he will drink water, he will not cover it. And then water will spill and he said, Mommy, sorry, Mommy, I will not join you because I used to do it. So the same thing, if you don't beat this thing now, your children will compound the thing that you are failing to deal with now. Those financial challenges you're failing to deal with, those things that you're failing to go head on, collision with, your kids will compound it. If you are at 10 or 30%, they're going to get their 100% because they've watched you. You hear stuff like my son, I'll tell you, oh, why are you doing that? So you say, but Mom, you just did it. Because they're watching you. So you don't want to say stuff right, with your lips, and then you're acting differently. They are watching you. You're like a mirror that they see. You want to make sure your children do not end up looking like this guy right here. That's why they are selfish. They know, they'll tell you, say, oh, God, I know they do that thing where they do. Mom, come, I'm not going to do that. You're the one that's doing that. I'm not a slave for anybody. You hear them say that. You hear them say that. My son said something to me that woke me up. He said, Mom, you know what? If you don't do this stuff, I'm not going to let you come to my house. I looked at him. He was 6 by then. He's 7 now. And at the back of my mind, I said, oh, God, go plan for yourself. Oh, this boy at 6 is already telling you, because say you don't do well, you're not going to come to my house. If you are thinking you want to do a mugo, hey, you just play drum. Let it not be now your child not marry from your tribe. The person you would play, you come as a mother-in-law, you'll be pressing 10 on them. They now marry somebody from a different culture. You will shock, your sweat will come out, you will regret. So that's why you need to start planning right now. Every year you delay action, your dream of financial freedom slips away. It slips from you. You want to make sure you put a grip on your life, right? If you've invested $200 a month into a growth strategy that will give you something in 10 years, you could have over $40,000 by now. Why are you not investing $200 monthly? It's small. One of my business partners told me, he said, Helen, you know what? After I lost my job, he was doing well, flying over the country, and then he lost his job in the health space. I think it's in research or whatever, medical research or health research, right? Clinical research. And then guess what? He said he went to Nigeria and he noticed that people in Nigeria that are doing humble. These guys are spending $500, 500,000 naira in a day. They're spending 1 million in a day sitting in the club. You come here with your small money, you the counter, you are still converting dollar to naira. You say, how would they spend this money? You are still talking. It goes to show that location does not matter, it's your mindset. But guess what? He told me I want to be sending $500 every week to Nigeria because I want to start putting money there. Because now I see that the retirement I'm going to do in Nigeria, if I'm not careful, it will shock me. Right? So if you're listening to me right now, I told you that I'm calling out anybody that's 40 years and within 40 to 55. I don't want to deal with 60-year-olds. You're already near 40 to 55. You want to book a call with me. Let's work a strategy. Something that will help you here and the abroad. Because guess what? If you don't know, I'm a realtor back in Africa. Right? And I'm about to pick up my license here as well. But guess what? You want to use your money right. I told you you might have flex money right now. You're doing 3 or 4 jobs. You did ball. There's something called poverty days down the line, because if you're not able to get a job, you'll not remember how long it took you to get it. You'll not be thinking maybe your village people do. You know, you had the opportunity. God said He's giving you opportunity, but you're not investing it. That's why when you give somebody, talent, they're wasting it. Right? Use the opportunities you're given rightly. Ignoring tax-free strategies or the things, the wealth strategies that could help you right now is you missing out on money that should be working for you instead of the other way around, right? So you want to make sure you're doing the right thing. More than 50% of Americans have less than 50,000 saved for retirement. This is no joke. Let's even ask ourselves, how much do your account? How much do your account in your savings and in your checking, right? Nearly about 25% have nothing at all. This is alarming and it's scary, right? Over 60% of immigrants' household report spending remnants, delayed wealth building here. Somebody tell me about now survival we did. You are still on survival mode. You don't even want to do something to even step up. Most of you feel like Mount Zion. You don't want to go and learn something, right? Some of you are fighting with your spouse instead of stepping out of the box and saying, okay, no, let me figure out what I can do with your hands. That's why that book is very profitable, because something in you, you could use to make money, but you are too rigid. You see people doing stuff right now. People on social media are making millions. That's why Nigeria right now, from next year, somebody told me, no, madam, don't even do that you want to do right now. Wait till next year, January. Why? Because there's a new law that's coming in. And Nigerian government is trying to take taxes now from Nigerians that are in the skip making whatever. They are making money in dollars. Somebody in Nigeria will sit down in Nigeria, be doing funny thing. You are watching. You are depressed. So remember I told you now you related a mental stress. You are depressed now. You'll be watching and laughing. These guys are balling. They're making 10. Somebody tell you on a bad month, I'm making $5,000-$10,000. Bad month. But you on a very good month, safe. Even to struggle to make 3,000 are stress. But you are still sitting down. That skill you have to make people laugh. You don't know you can put it on display. Some of you have the best gadget. You have the best phone shot. The latest iPhone now that's coming out. You don't already buy them. But you don't know pass to press phone, to go on WhatsApp, to look video. Bam, you don't even know the feature. You don't know. We had a program that we did for social security, social media, whatever. Recently, there's a challenge that I did for social media. Most of you couldn't take action because you don't want to use money to learn. And you're still sitting down there seeing no money. Inaction is costly, not just financially, but it's emotional, it's generational, right? Waiting will not change the outcome of what you are going through right now, right? It will make it worse. So instead of you doing it now, you want to do it later. You not start. You see, you want to be like a Jonah that was in the belly of fish. He was supposed to go to Nineveh, but he was stubborn. And then guess what? That same fish took him back to Nineveh. And that thing he delayed to do, he ended up doing it. Why do you want to be in your Nineveh mode, right? Don't retire broke. Don't be overworked. Don't be dependent on a system you don't even understand. Stop being stressed, right? Stop being stressed. Let me tell you something. What wealthy families do differently that you need to do. That's why I call it the 5 pillars, right? Number 1, they protect money with tax-free strategy. It's one thing to know how to make money. If you're listening to me and from African descent, if you're an immigrant, the one thing that you know, if you're coming from Africa with the whole rigidity and everything that is wrong with that country, by the way, Africa, especially Nigeria, is one of the happiest countries in the world. Why? Because we're so, you see, fella said so, it says suffering and smiling. See, there's so much in when you are enjoying and you're smiling. You came here with that tenacity and then you are here and you are average. That is an error. That's why I told you that the prince were seen on foot. That is scripturized in the Bible. But the slaves were on horseback. It's an error. If you've not sat down to think about it, why is it that with all the degrees that I have, Elvis, can you go to your room? Keep quiet and go to your room. This is what happens. This is America. You see what I'm talking about? Go to your room quickly. I'll go to my room. Right? These are realities. Go to your room. I'm on live and I'm not going to repeat myself. Sorry, everybody. This is me being a mom. Right? This is me being a mom right now. So I want you to understand something. If you make so much money or you come here, you have the same, you put all your ego, all your degree, everything you have to go and work a job that pay you minimal. And then you're doing all you're doing and you're not protecting the money with tax-free strategy. You work so hard and you're handing all your money to Uncle Sam. Why wealthy people? Some people will say, oh, they hate people. They hate this guy because he's not paying taxes. Because you don't know. You don't know. In the tax code, they have about 77,000 code You're only using a very minute amount to do what you're doing. You're not even bothered about it because you are like Mom said, you don't want to even learn. Some of you have given up on life. Stop giving up on yourself. If you're listening to me today on no platform, you're watching later, you want to pay attention to what I'm saying. Like I said, I'm taking this thing very serious. I came on this call. I am not wearing no makeup, right? Because I'm doing my own internal stuff. I paused out everything. Most of my business partners, I told them, hey, I'll see you next week. This is me time. I'm dissecting myself. I'm looking at the next 12 months, right? The next 12 months, the mistakes that I made in the last 12 months, it ended because now I've identified it and I put it there. The next 12 months is going to be dynamic. It's two things. I could have said, you know what, I throw in the towel, or now I roll up my sleeve. I'm rolling up my sleeve and I want you to do the same. Go back and sit down in your quiet time and think, how do I protect what I'm getting? Because most of you are two-income family. You can easily save one income and live on one. But no, you want to ball because guess what? There's poverty days ahead. Some people build retirement income stream that never run out. This is what the wealthy do. That's why if you're looking on YouTube or you're on Facebook, you will see that tree. There's something called the money tree. Most of us came here. You think when you come here, you will plug tree, money for tree, or gas. Sorry, there's nothing like that, right? This is the country that you will know say every dollar counts. It's blood and sweat. Before somebody give you $10, maybe someone's making $20 an hour, they give you, you need to appreciate that money because that's somebody's time. They put in time and sweat to give you that money, right? Some of us in Africa, they'll say, this stupid money will just give me. You don't know somebody had to stand. Some people stand, do rigorous stuff. They do all manner of things that is disgusting just to make money. I was watching one lady yesterday. She said most people that work in healthcare, if you're a caregiver, big up to you, right? I can't do it, but that's why I throw a salute to you guys. You guys are lifesavers. She said, when you want to go and clean somebody, you wear hand glove, you go say, when you start work, you do anyhow. 6 months after she did, the girl was eating bread and drinking Coke inside the place. While the person was using the toilet with the toilet sound, the lady was practically eating. That goes to show that you have come to accept your condition. That's why you cannot leave ground zero and go up, because you have accepted it. Wealthy people make sure as they are growing money, they protect the money. Protection is number one. What is that protection strategy you have today? And when you build this wealth, when you have wealth, you see why I said streams of income, right? These people they're so dynamic. It's the same thing. You could be that lineage, you could be that generation that changed things for good, but you're refusing because you don't want to learn, right? You don't want to learn. Somebody will tell me, this money where I'm going to save now, bear money. I rather be spending $400. I sat with one man, I showed him one thing one time, and the guy told me, right, he has $500 for flex money with his girlfriend. That day, in short, I humble. I just say, you know what? You're struggling to even make 2,000, but you have 500. Whooping $500 for flex. That's why you see, maybe that's why they live long. Is it? Do they really live long? The Africans that do the things they do live long? So now the question I want to ask you is why most people follow outdated advice. Wealthy families play by different set of rules. What are the rules that you have, right? That will make sure that you build wealth and you sustain it. What are the rules you have? If you don't have rules, I told you, if you don't have no goals, you're already failing. You've set up yourself to fail. That's chicken out. There's nothing. Nobody can help you. It doesn't matter if they prophesy. Some people, they prophesy for you from now till tomorrow, right? You see the principalities and powers, they don't look, say, oh, God, no, this one no go move. Because you have already been, you are your own principalities and powers. You are your own stumbling block, right? Do you want your family to struggle financially when you're gone or when things go down? Because there's certain things you're doing right now. If you're not paying attention to yourself, right? Pay attention. Sometimes your body wants you to relax, but you say, no, I want to hustle. You they come America at 40, they hustle like somebody will be 16, 18-year-old. It's not the same strength, it's not. Would you rather leave bills or you leave a legacy? You want to ask yourself this question. I was talking to somebody, the person told me, by the way, I make so much money in Africa, therefore I don't need this. I looked at the person, I don't care how much you make in Africa. Bring that money here, convert it to dollar. Dollar and naira, they're not be mates. They're not be mates. And you're in a country where you're spending dollars, but you are looking at naira. Oh, God, you go wake up. Sorry, I'm talking like this. I'm bringing humor because I want you to think. I don't want you to think, she's flogging me. I'm literally flogging you with cane. See what I mean? So you want to protect money, that sweat, you clock in hours, all those hours you give into your time. If you're doing a regular job, you're working a business, the business owners are even worse because there's something called equity sweat. You're putting 1,001 hour on a job, on the business, but you're not seeing profit because you are not using a system. You are relying on self. If you are the only one in your business, or guy, you are still an employee. You're not using a system, right? If you break down, that business is down. That's why when somebody passes on or they fall sick, that restaurant, that business will shut down for a while because there was no plan. You need to detach yourself. Get to a point where you detach yourself. That's why I bring system. I give you system strategies in whatever you do in business, whatever. You need to detach yourself. If my business is not running without me, then there's a problem. There's a problem because you're not going to be happy every time. You're not going to be well every time. You're going to have time for family, friends. You are not going to be giving your business all of you. You're going to break down. By the time profits come, your body don't already go. You see what I mean? Your body don't already go. You don't want to get to the point where you want to eat what you like, and then you're not saying, doctor say I can't eat this, I can't do this, I can't do. Oh, God, so why are you living? See what I mean? Protect money with tax saving strategies, or so that this inflation that you are seeing now, we talk about inflation and all that is here. And taxes, they don't, take out your money. They're like this silent thief that come to take things from you. And then guess what? It's funny thing, you're honestly handing your money to them and saying, no, just take, oh God, just take, just take. I know what problem, just take. You see what I'm talking about? You want to build retirement income streams that can never run out. Streams. I don't say one income streams, but you must make sure you master one before you go to another. And whatever streams of income you're trying to do, they have to be related. Don't go and be doing one thing in a different. You do one thing here, you now do 5 other in different unrelated field. Or guy, you'll be confusing people. You see what I mean? That's why when you get this book, I keep talking about this book, it's going to, number one thing you do in chapter 1 is to identify you. You want to identify yourself. Because most people are still praying to God, Father, show me that thing I can do. God has brought someone to you because I know where a bishop, whatever, you're not taking advantage, right? But anyway, you want to build a retirement income streams that will never run out during even market crashes. Like what happened? You want to use wealth tools, financial tools that can help you so that when you go through the protection phase, you pass whatever you've worked hard to get to a legacy without burdening your children. Because there's something called probate. A lot of people realize that, oh, my father get money, but right now before. Because if you're in America, it's not like Nigeria. There's something called probate courts. Probate can take everything that you own. As a matter of fact, right now, they're saying if you're a certain age, right, you can't stay in your parents' house anymore. You can't even inherit, or you can't pass on stuff to your kids. This is the new dispensation, right? So Mr. Okafor invested money in a portfolio that I will not tell you. When you come on the call, I'll tell you what it is, right? And that portfolio, guess what? It's supposed to help them secure their retirement, right? But guess what? They left $250,000 in a tax-free, account for their children. Why they did what they did? They're securing their own retirement, but they're also going to leave money. Do you know the blessing that you're going to protect you? That come sun, come shine. I know I'll go my picking house, go to beg for food. No, you do know the joy in sending money to your children. There's a friend of mine. His father used to be the former Minister of Health in Ekiti State. Right, so Uncle Wale, there's one time Uncle Wale was telling me, oh, my father is still sending money. He's 50 something. His father is still sending money. Do you know the blessing that comes from that? Knowing that your father in Nigeria is still sending you money that you convert to dollar, yeah, it will make sense. That's where you want to get to. Not to say you can't go now. You now become a burden in your children's house. Or God, the thing you're praying against now, don't go and turn statistics in future, please. You want to make sure that you see this family tree that I'm showing you, right? You want that family tree to be in your family so that when your children, your grandkids take shade, they're going to be saying, oh, Grandma Helen, God bless you, da, da, da. They don't know. Most of the trees you stand, sometimes when somebody do you go stand, you don't know who planted that tree. But some look, you say, thank God for this shade. You should thank the person that planted the tree. See what I mean? Only 30% of Americans have a plan for passing wealth effectively. 30%. What happened to the other 70%? This is the reason why most of us are doing well. It's not like you're not making money, you're making money, but you know that you are one mistake, one thing away from being broke. The wealthiest amongst you, they are not the luckiest. Oh, what they do, they have strategy. They understand that seed money, they know they chop palm. Seed, the money you have now is seed. It should go in the ground, in investment. And you need to invest in the right portfolio, in the right investment. Not every investment is good. There's some risky investment you invest in, and that's it. I don't want to talk about the one that happened recently. Most people that I've been talking to about this thing, oh, I don't have money, I don't have money. But these same people have the mindset to go and carry money, raw cash, and put in an investment that is they know is risky, and they invest in a risky portfolio. Now they are back to square one. And then when they're talking to me, I told them, hey, go and look at what I preach. I tell you, generational wealth, that's what I stand for. I cannot do what I don't stand for. You see what I mean? I'm too old at this point to do something because everybody's doing it. No, I said the way to heaven is very narrow. Me, I like foreign narrow path. Where you see people they run, that's not the way. Follow the other side. If you follow the other side, you will get well. So now, these 5 pillars of wealth that I'm talking about is income. I want you to begin to ask yourself now, how do I earn more? How do I earn more? What skills do I need to, harness? What skills do I need to develop? Most of the skills you need is you already have it, but you are scared. That's why you need somebody that is a mentor that can push fear away and help you achieve those things. You want to ask yourself why most people follow outdated advice. Wealthy families play by different set of rules. What are those things you need to do differently to change what you're currently seeing, right? Number 2, taxes. How do I pay less in taxes? This is big. Say you're making $100,000, or maybe you're making 6 figures as an IT person and you do 3 jobs. Figure out how much you won't give Uncle Sam now. Most of you don't even know you can get a consultant. You can take it as a cup to cup. You just need to get a structure, a business entity. You probably get an LLC or to elect to file as an S corp, or you get an S corp. If you're making about 40,000, an S corp is a good place for you. If you want to know those strategies, you want to book an appointment with me and I'll show you. If you are in the tech space and you're giving so much money to Uncle Sam, you're wasting time. There are certain things that you need to understand that we can help you save money. Imagine if you're saving 30% of whatever you're giving now currently. Won't that be a blessing to you? But most of you don't even know. Most of you don't even know that you can even rent. If you have a business, you can rent your house for yourself for 14 days. 14 days is not a joke. Most people don't know this. And if you don't know what you don't know, you don't know. I could not blame you. That's why I say read book. That's why I say come on my call. It's not the insurance you're thinking. That's not what I'm doing. We don't pass that level. Right? We're talking. That's why I call the people I'm talking to. I say, if you are making 6 figure, put your hand to your chest. If I'm making 6 figure, I'm Helen's client. You must make 6 figure. If you're not making 6 figure, don't come to me. But if you're not making 6 figure, we have another grace. We will help you get 6 figure. Because imagine if you're selling a book, I can teach you something. Forget book. Not everybody will sell book, right? I will teach you something you already have. I will sit with you, pull out something you already have in your hand, and you can start making money passively. Later, now you're going to come and so title. You see what I mean? Let's leave the tax, whatever. But what I want to tell you now is within the tax laws, how many do you know? If you have children, are you aware that you can legally put away 15,000 per child, legally away from giving to Uncle Sam? That money, you can divert it into other things, but there are certain things you must do. You're not going to stop to pay taxes, but you're going to borrow the money. No, you have to put the money. So you can't use money to pay bill in your household. You have to use the money for the kids, their things, maybe their investment for their stuff. Most people don't even understand certain things. Like I said, most people, you see people travel every time. They are traveling to write off taxes, but they are living their best life. They go on those calls, they'll put on their camera, they're talking, oh, by the way, I'm here to do a business because, mom, you need evidence to do your stuff. You don't know those strategy. Now, we are going to be going towards tax season. Some of you are going to run. You want to go and collect 1,000, 5,000, 2,000. Chicken change that you blow in seconds. When people are writing off a lot of millions, put on your thinking cap. You want to either be, okay, Helen, just leave me where they are, like I'm not just manage my team. Or you want to move a little, just come up from that ground floor. Climb up to ground 0 or ground 2, level 2. Go to level 2 before the end of the year or in the next few months. And then you come back and you say, oh, man, you look back and like, man, that place I was not good. Let me now move up. Now, what can I do now, Helen, to move me from ground 2, from level 2 to level 5? And then we'll come back to drawing board and we'll work on it. Number 3 pillar of wealth is your savings. How do I spend less? My mentor told me, he said, Helen, let me tell you what, you've gotten to a point now, you want to bore everything. You see what I mean? When they drive Benz, when they flex. You see what I mean? Guess what? You got to pipe low. Wealthy people don't do that. Oh, guy, you never arrived. That's not time for that. He said right now, you can't be spending your seed now to flex. Leave all that. That's why you go to meetings, you see wealthy people come with just white t-shirts and short. They wear sneakers or slippers come. or flip flop. We want to be, bougie and all that. They know they wear designer, or maybe what they're wearing is expensive. They wear original cotton because you know what, you got to spend money on the body that makes the money, right? What you don't understand, they're not spending their seed though. Don't go and be doing level 10 when you're on zero. You see somebody at level 10, then they flex. You want flex level 10 when you day zero. Or guy, you go born. What you want to do now, how do I spend less? How do I reduce my expense? How do I reduce so I can save? Especially if you're in your 30s to your 40s. Why I'm calling 40s now? Because they're near 40. Are they Siam? Those are the people that have real problem. They say a fool at 40 is a fool forever. Those are, see, if you are below 30 or 40, you can still be doing all mistakes. But when you clock 40, you are making the same mistake. Especially when you're 50s. I was talking to my auntie, she said, my greatest fear now is I'm nearing my retirement. So I don't have time to play 10 again. I don't want to recycle the wheel, doing the same thing. No, I want quick. She's the one that told me, Ellie, stop trying to launch, right? Stop trying to say, oh, we're planning. No, God, nothing like launch. Move. You see what I mean? What are you doing right now to mitigate those expenses? Pull up your expense sheet. Some of you don't even have your expense sheet. You don't know how much leaves you daily. You don't even know the bills that you have, the debt. You don't even know what a number looks like. How do you eliminate those debts? This is the thing we're talking about right now. What systems must I put in place to make sure that will force me? You see the word force, the emphasis of force, because some of us were not taught. It's not your fault. You see what I told you, that whatever you do right now, your children are copying. I wasn't taught how to save. My mother was the one that saved. My father was the baller. My father always spent money, so I took. Say, I was my dad's daughter. I took after him. I like to spend and all that, right? But then now I'm looking. I'm like, okay, if I have both parents and I learned from both of them, and I took one. Now I'm in America, his own thing is not working for me now because I like flashy stuff. My coach was telling me, I know you. When he said, you told yourself, if I hit this, I'll do this. There's something called reward system. But right now, my reward system now is to invest heavily. Savings, going to investing. How can I find the best risk to reward investment? Because if you're not willing to take risk, you will not have the heart to invest. Investment is now, you're telling yourself now, see, that sugar I want to buy, I will save that money because I want to put that money in the ground to go and work. The reason why you have a seed, right? Most of you have not studied nature. Go back to nature. Let's go back to elementary. The seed you put in the ground is going to decay. Right now, you are in your decaying moment. You are facing a lot of financial challenges. Everything's going on. You are thinking your seed form is your ideas that you're having, the impacts, the things you're putting, the trainings you're undergoing to make sure that when I'm done equipping myself, once I sprout from the ground, because you will sprout. Right now, who is watering you? What are you watering that seed with? You want to water your seed with ideas, with prayers, with wisdom, with telling yourself, no, we cannot buy this now. We have to wait. Because by the time you spring forth, that one seed is going to bet a lot. Now you cannot go and start taking, taking the fruit from the seed. This is scriptural. It's so simple. You cannot carry the one thing you have and you spend it and you expect another one to come. It's not magic. Right? That's why you have to multiply what you have. That's why the book says made to multiply. If you don't know that you have to multiply what you have, and guess what? These are kingdom principle. This is why I'm putting this out there. Is kingdom principle that if you apply this thing, even the Bible says, my word will not return back to me void. Try God and see. You want to look in the next 12 months. You look at us now, especially those in my coaching call. Look at us now and see us in 12 months. You will know that these are people that they have the hand of God. This one, no people finger. This is the hand. God say, you know what? I don't vex. I give you finger. Take. I be hand. Take. Right? How can I analyze any investment to determine is it likely risk? Right? And what are the returns that I'm going to get? This is where you want to be. This is what the wealthy do. This is what they do. They sit there every day and look out for investment. I was talking about one guy in Africa that bought an app for $10,000. He said by the time he was to buy the app, he was like, what kind of app is this? The guy will get the idea, set up for 10K. Right now, that app is worth over $300 million. They're even begging him in the abroad now to buy. The guy in Nigeria, not even in Lagos, he's somewhere in the east. So if you don't identify that, you need to have savings so that when you see business opportunity, you will take action. Not when the opportunity comes, say, I will say you come yesterday or last month. Okay? Opportunity, they say, comes once. But for thank God for second chance, you get more opportunities. But are you ready when it comes that you have money saved in a very good portfolio, that you're not losing money, that you can easily go and borrow money from that money, and you do what you're gonna do, and then come back and repay back from your own. You become your own boss and your own bank. And then lastly, legacy. What can I pass on to my children? Are you going to pass on inheritance according to the word of God that said a good man, leaves an inheritance, right? When they talk about Abraham and said he was blessed with many cattle, cattle in those days now money. Oh. One cattle, go price how much be cow right now, make you figure out. So imagine if you have 100 cows on the field, how much you have. Put on your thinking cap. Most people are not thinking strategically. If you're here surviving, you want to step out from that survival bandwagon and make yourself very uncomfortable. The greatest disease, the killer of destiny, the thing that keep you impoverished is comfort. You are comfortable. You're like, no, even as much as I pay you, it's okay. If you're on that level, you're not moving. Right? You're not moving. Why do I know that? Because when I get to that level where I'm comfortable, I feel on ease. I say it's time to go to the next level. And your next level, you cannot get there like that. You will meet adversaries. You will meet challenges. Doors will be closed to you. If you're not scripturally inclined, or you don't have the word of God, or you're not strong enough to pull, the Bible says that, I can't remember the word, but I'll post it in the group, in the description. That is it something that he taught the bars and all. Do you know what it means for you to tear a door? I'm talking about a door, a typical door, right? Before they put the door, there's hinges, there's the bar. For somebody to carry doors, double doors of a city, picture that. And he took it with the bars and all. He said, and all. It means everything around the bars. He took it. It means you go down vex to the point where you say, you know what, I'm done with this. I want to pull this thing. You will get to that place where you bust doors open. But when you bust the doors open, are you ready for what you're going to see on the other side? Because if you're not going through your seed moment where you'll be buried now, you're going to decay. You're going to go through all manner of things. People are going to say all kinds of stuff. Guess what? Go look at rich people. They failed a lot. Most of them filed bankruptcies. Most of them failed. Most of them went through a lot. A typical movie that I want you to watch. I want you to go and watch this movie of Will Smith, right? Will Smith's movie that I can't remember the movie right now, but it was a movie where he talked about where it was more like he lost everything. He lost his wife. His wife left him, but the only thing that he had a son. He lost everything, but he kept showing up. And then guess what? The day came where everything was settled for him. One thing he didn't lose his willpower. He didn't lose his mind. Right? He didn't lose his mind. I forgot that. So just keep my mind right now. But go look at that movie. It's a very strong movie that you want to watch to show you that tenacity. There's something called, if you stay in this room with tenacity, you're going to get a lot, right? So your confidence, the positive outlook, the peace that you require is all embedded in your financial security and your independence, right? You need to first get from financial struggle. It's 3 stage. Financial struggle. Most people are in this phase right now, about 80%. Then you now move to where you have financial security, where you are stable, financially stable. That's where you say, okay, I can just manage. Husband and wife bring money, right? Everything's going on. Then you now move to financial independence and freedom. That is where generational wealth takes place. There are 3 different stages. So what stage are you on right now? You need financial plan. You need cash savings and investment. You need tax planning. Tax planning, I cannot underemphasize this. That's why I'm calling now these people. If you have so much money, you're giving Uncle Sam, meet me, because tax time they come. Let's package something for you so that when Uncle Sam come, you will just see there's something called expense sheets. Right now, what is your expense looking like? We can help you keep that thing. What you're going to be giving to Uncle Sam is your expense, right? Is your expense, not your whatever. You need to have let me not give out so much. I want you to book the call, and then we'll get there, right? And then insurance, because a lot of people think, you see, I'm taking it in a different place. Once you get insurance, you're ensuring that this thing I've built now, I'm putting protection that if Mr. A come fall down from my place, make it no sue me. These are the things you're doing. You're putting bulletproof to make sure that you will not get to the next level, which is legacy planning, to pass on wealth and not debt. These are advisor strategies, and that's what some people might not be willing to learn, no, because some people are like Manzayo. Like I said, some people are like Manzayo. They cannot be moved. They don't want to be moved. They don't even have any intention to be moved, right? They just want to be where they are, right? I just want to be where you are. You don't want to be where you are. You want to move from that place. If you don't want to move, if you're my friend and you're listening to me, one way or the other, the Bible says, right, iron sharpener iron. You want you be in my corner. If you get in my coaching program and you're in my corner, you join me in business. If you don't join me in business, that's okay. But just get in my community, right? My community is not free. Like I told you, I just closed a client, a paying client that is doing 20K for a coaching call. It's not rocket science because I've done this over time. And then someone is in a millionaire status that saw, because see, some people have so much money, but they don't know. There's not someone that can see that part of them that nobody sees. That's where someone like us come through. We come through to show you the things that you're not seeing, right? We come through to show you the things that you're not seeing. Let me adjust my filler. Wait. For those of us that are there, right? I know I stopped sharing for a while. I want you to do this, right? I want you to think for a moment. Think, right? I want you to imagine this for a moment. Whatever you're doing, I want you to imagine, right? When they say imagine means you're going to stop what you're doing and think, right? Imagine you retiring without money. Just imagine, where will you be? Which country you won't go? Where, right? If money was not an issue today, like you have money, they gave you the key to a financial vault today, and they say, you know what, just name your price, where you won't go, just name it. What will your outcome look like if money was not an issue today? What is that dream? Because most of you have stopped dreaming. In short, the only dream you dream when you close out, you're thinking money, debt, you're thinking bills, blah blah. That's not dream, that's worry, that's anxiety. So people know even they sleep well. You see what I mean? Once you see, there's a place where you get to that. There's something called daydreaming. Most of you have not gone to daydream. If you don't get to that realm, you're not going to move from where you are. In your mind's eyes, what do you see? How do I retire? Am I retiring broke, busted, tired? Or I don't want to retire in the island where there's nothing. I'm just waking up. I'm looking at the hearing. You know, say there's something. All these people when they read it, they'll tell you, "Oh, I could hear the wind." You hear stuff like the sunset. Oh God, we will be African. No, they see different things. But you get to a level where money can you go soft, normal. All the hardship go stop. Go and look at all these Nigerian musicians and all the celebrity. At some point they were broke and busted, but when money don't enter that, you go come soft. You go people that are rich, that have wealth, they are humble because they want to say, now money be this. But they wake up, they pinch themselves, say, oh God, what did they go on? You want to get to that point where you want to imagine who you are. Imagine you now, and in the next 5 years. Do you want to come back and you want to rewatch this video? Because YouTube and all this platform, they have a way of keeping stuff, right? I just went to look at my old Facebook account that I closed down. For some reason, my mom passed. I was really bitter. I didn't want to be asking questions. I shut it down, right? I shut it down. But I unlocked it recently because of my birthday. I'm like, let me just go back, And then I noticed that I was looking at chats from 10 years ago, people that chatted me 6 years ago. And they're like, oh, what happened? People are chatting me in my mind. I'm like, life has been happening to me. I just paused this side of me. So you don't want to come back 6 years from now, 5 years from now, and you're watching this thing and say, this girl tell me, by that time now, I don't move. Oh. When you be seeing me now, you would wonder like, how do I even get this girl? That time, maybe you'll be paying 100K to talk to me because it will happen. You see what I mean? You want to make decisions today to tweak things in your life. This is not flex. I'm not coming here to flex or to bust. That's what I told you. I know wear makeup. See, if I use white, you see, I know wear makeup. See, look, I know wear makeup. Maybe you notice here I wear makeup. Look. I know wear makeup, no false lashes. This is me being real because this is what I'm thinking in my heart. And I'm looking, if I can look back at my 12 months and I'm looking at what is to come in 12 months, and you're not doing the same dime or looking at yourself and swatting yourself, I'm saying, okay, what did I do last week? Let's even take 1 year is too big. Last week, what were the mistakes I made? What were the excuses I gave? What are the constant things I do that is not helping me get to that next level? If you're not doing that, you will remain broke. It's not juju, it's not village people. It's the mindset, right? The Bible says in all you're getting, get wisdom and understanding and knowledge. Knowledge is given. That's why I say the tree, right, or book, they said they should not go and take. That thing is knowledgeable. Most of you, the knowledge is in the book. It's even in the Bible, but you're not reading. Because you go to service on Sunday, maybe Sunday school or midweek service, it's 2 hours. In short, pastor preach past 40 minutes. You don't frown. The guy summarizes it, can't give you. But the one you left for yourself is one you're going to take. That's what you take with you. Your lifestyle stays the same in the next 6 years. Is an error. Go and look for that scripture that I said I was going to post it. Servants were seen on horseback, and the prince were seen on foot. Is an error for you to be royal. The Bible says he has made you as a royal priesthood. Why are you still in your wilderness moment when you should have gone past this stage? Sometimes it's not even the enemy, it's yourself, right? You need to decide today, if I'm doing stuff, this lifestyle, flashy lifestyle that I've been doing in the last 6 years, 10 years, 20 years, no matter how many, number of years you have been stuck. Sometimes they'll tell you, fake it, you make it, you fake it and you're not making it. But the thing is, in your mind, you are making it too. But what that's outside. There's Instagram, there's reality, there's fake life, and there's real life. You want to make sure when you go in your quiet moments and you look at yourself and you say, in the next 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, what would I see? Will I be proud of this me today that is refusing to take action? If you know that you have some family patterns that nobody take action in your family, okay, you go break that course. If you know you like to procrastinate, procrastination is what keeps you stranded. Excuses. Looking sometimes the excuse not there. Now you will find excuse not to do it. You want to start tweaking things, time management, all those things that you do, those characters that you have. You want to work with a book that can help you. And then you want to talk to a coach that can help you. We're going to look at all areas of your life. We're going to look at your finances. If you say you want to retire in 5, 10 years, what is the vehicle? What is that engine that you have started? Don't go and start engine now. The engine stop halfway because you didn't plan well. You didn't know you have to service the engine. You didn't know you had to put gas. You start engine, it will drop you halfway. Don't do that. Your kids inherit wealth and not debt. Your family has protection and freedom. You want to visualize having a very lovely family, traveling the world. I don't know the family that you came from. Maybe you love the family you came from. That's okay. But if you want to tweak things and change that family to a better family, please, you want to join a call or a program or a community of people that are going somewhere to happen. You don't want to stay where you are. If you notice that you are going in circles, sometimes you might think you're making movement, but you're going in circles. You're going around and come back to the same spot. You go around, come back to the same spot. You don't want to do that. You want to keep moving on a straight line, or you want to go up. If you keep moving, the more you move, you're closer to your goal. Stop trusting advice that kept you broke. Those advice, they are outdated, right? They are gone and known. So you want to claim your seat, right? If you are listening to me right now, you want to claim your seat on any of my coaching call. You want to make sure that you sit with me and you working this thing out to make sure that you're achieving that which you said you want to do. January is gone. It's not coming back. February, March, April, May, June, July. It's not coming back, right? I'm using my language now to beg you. It's not coming back. So what is going to come back to you is the realization that I made a decision today. This is my own altar call I'm giving you now. I'm making a call to you today that you're going to take action, right? Take a seat in my class. Take a seat in my community. Take a seat in my program. Take control of your financial future. The thing you don't know, it pass you. You see what I mean? Your future will not wait. Why? Because it will not wait. Life is happening. If you go, let's even go back now. Most of you that are Africans, go and look at interior decorations back in the days, right? Let's look 10 years back and look now. In short, if you go to Nigerian houses now are looking like you're in abroad, though. Things are changing. People are evolving. Technology is coming, but you are still on the same spot. You've not even thought about increasing your capacity. How do I increase my earning capacity? Most of you want to do the same thing. You just go and take an activity just to make extra $2. $2. See, it's the same effort. Why don't you try to 10x? I just told you now. When I did this coaching program that bet this book just a little over 2 months ago, right? It was called the 5-day challenge. What do I have in my hands? Most of you failed to take action because guess what? I work with system. I saw the number of people that came through. You were interested, but when it came to pay to join, you paused. That's why you're still where you are. You don't want to invest in your future, right? You don't want to invest in your future. Some people pause. Some people that went through have already started setting up things. They're going to bet businesses that will give them millions, right? Moving them from their thousands to millions. Because what you don't service, you cannot see from it. That thing now made me realize that if I'm servicing this side of people, I'm wasting my time. That's why I'm calling out my people. If you know that you earn over six figures and you are within the ages of 40 to 55, I don't want anybody 56. If you're 56, Olga, you need to join my community. But if you are within 40 to 55, you are the one that I'm calling. I want to help you protect your income and set up the right strategy for you. I want to teach you tax strategies to make sure that you're not giving out your money to Uncle Sam. Now, if you know that you fall below 40 and you will fall above 56, get in the community. Everybody could get in the community because if you want to set up a business, the one thing that you need to know, right? The one thing you need to know is the guy that set up Amazon, that guy is very wealthy today, right? The money that most people are dreaming to have, even if you do put all your years, you might not have it. That guy's making it in a day. Do you know how much he's making in an hour? So you want to, I put a video sometime past in my social media, my Facebook and Instagram. I said, who is paying you today? If you've not figured out how to get people to pay you, you know, will make money. That's why I told myself, come on, I studied business management as a first degree. My second degree is I have a master's in information technology. With all this information and all the experience that I have and businesses I've run and the people that I've been in the room with, right? I'm in a room with wealthy people. I'm not going to be average. And then my coach is telling me somebody's paying them 30, 40,000. At some point, shock, when my coach in the financial space told me you make 20,000 a month, I was thinking, this guy, you must smoke something. What do you smoke? Right? Because at that point, I was operating at 5,000. The minute I identify it and I clinch to it, and I told him, oh God, what does it take to make 20K a month? That same month, I made 20K. You need to understand that you need to work with somebody that's done it and can show you a blueprint. Don't try to recycle the way or try to figure. If you figure things out, you're wasting time. Time is a resource you don't have enough. You want to leverage people's skill. That's one of the reasons why I identified that certain people, and I told you, if you're my friend, you're not my candidate. You see what I mean? I'm putting it out there. Don't waste your time coming around me. You're not my candidate. We can play and talk, but people that want to take action, they pay me. If somebody would see value in me and pay me 20K to do the same thing I was doing for a fraction amount of money, that means my value system has increased. And at that point, my value is not going down. So if you're getting my call, don't even bother calling. You see what I mean? If you know you don't have 20K to pay for my time, you join the community where you're going to be paying $20 a month. And I will teach you stuff, but I will not hold you by the hand and show you how to get the things done. I won't go all 9 yards with you. I will show you what I know. You will still be successful, but I only give my time. Time is money. I only have 24 hours in a day. You have 24 hours. Why would I give you all my time? Gone are the days where even within my business, my agency, I have over 110 plus agents counting, right? If I'm giving you time, I'm sitting with you on a call, I'm talking to you, coaching till the mid of the night, and you're not seeing value, that time has passed. That bandwagon has moved. I'm not giving you my time. It's going to be a general coaching call where I use one stone to kill, many birds. And we'll do it. I'm cutting my time because guess what? I prioritize my time. That is my money. Your time that you give to a job, that is the money. That is the engine plug that you need. If you not identify how much you are worth, your time is worth in a day. I remember my coach telling me years ago, same coach, it has not changed, same coach. He told me years ago when I was doing hair, he told me, Helen, if you cannot identify how to make money per hour, in America where you are, you understand the system is per hour. If you don't understand how you can make money per hour doing this hair, you will be broke. And then I said, I'm like, how do I do it? He said, go figure it out. And I went back and I'm like, okay. And I streamlined it. My hour was $50 an hour with hair. If I tell you your hair is going to be done in 4 hours, 50 times 4 is 200. No beg me. No tell me say my sister. That's why I was able to streamline. I told people around me, I said it then, I'm saying it now. I said, oh, guy, if you are African like me, no come my business, tell me say sister. Sister, no, they pay bill. And I was able to streamline it. I had a system. I was able to get a booking system to block the on serious ones. And if I did that and it worked in that dimension, and I did it in the financial space and it worked, because guess what? Tell me why I will sit with you and I'm helping you set up your finances, and you are the one now that is being a stumbling block for yourself. I'm not going to work with you. No, you're wasting my time, right? You're wasting my time. The time I'm giving you is enough, because guess what? Other people out there need you. You want to identify, if you're a business owner, stop working within the same circle. Do whatever you want to do. Talk to them. Talk to everybody. Sparse your seed. Spread your seed. Guess what? The people that are called to you will come, because guess what? There are over how many million people in America alone? Over 340 million people, not thousand, million. Imagine if 10% of this number see your service and they use it, and you are charging even a minute $100 per one, 10%. Tell me why you not make $1 million in a year. These are the strategies we're talking about. I told you wealthy people sit in the room, they're talking about strategies. They don't discuss people. What is that idea that I will have that I can multiply right now to move me from where I am to hit that goal? There are many ways, right, to kill a rat. There are many ways to hit $1 million status. There are many ways to do what you're doing, but you're not willing to take that bull by the horn. So you want to book a call with me? My name is Coach Helen. I must have not said it, but you see the name on the description. You know me. I'm Coach Helen. You sit with me. You're getting ideas. Guess what? My major goal is looking how I can help families win the money game. That is the goal, right? I am known as the generational wealth builder, right? If it's a name, it's going to stick. So I want to see how many people would want to come on that bandwagon. People are sitting with me and they're talking about, Helen, how do we get this software done? I'm an IT engineer, duh. We're talking with software professionals in Africa to sit and see how you can do your stuff. My company in Africa is already there. I've had the company for more than 15 years. We're working and see how we can help you to achieve that goal. Whatever it is you're doing right now, there's money, but you are leaving money on the table because you are scared to go get what God has given you access to, right? So you want to book a call with me and get it done. Guess what? And at the end of this call, at the end of this thing, you will have yourself to thank. So every day you wait, your money loses value. Inflation, taxes, and outdated advice that you've been hearing, all this advice, those people that are telling you advice, please be watching people that are advising you. If you meet somebody at this level, they are still at ground zero. Oh boy, run. There's nothing they can teach you. That's why when you see a teacher that is teaching wealth strategy in university, maybe they're teaching you finance and their finance is not in order, or got wrong. If you see somebody that are at this level, you met them 5 years ago, they're still at this level, you want to run. But if you see somebody at this level, the person don't move up to 2 level, you want to follow that person because there's something they know. If you apply to, you will come. At some point, if you don't apply, you can be going on the same, momentum with that person, right? You want to make sure that you eliminate time wasters. Every day of inaction is a missed opportunity to protect your family and to build wealth. But here's the gospel truth. This is the truth that nobody's telling you. You that listen to me, you are listening to me now on Clubhouse, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. You can take control. You have the driver's seat. Don't give anybody the opportunity to drive you. If you are sitting on the passenger side, they will carry you enter bush. They will carry you enter Third Mainland Bridge or whatever bridge that is. You want to make sure you're in charge of that car, that vehicle, that engine. You control it. How do you control the engine if you don't know the right strategies you put in place, right? The strategies that you have today is going to move you from where you are to the next level, right? We shared this today. I've shared proven strategies. I gave you an umbrella view. If you want a one-on-one, you want to book a call with me and we sit down with you and tell you how you can be wealthy. You'll make money, but that money you're making is not for you to ball. Your seed is supposed to go in the ground. It's the harvest that you spend. And even part of the harvest, you can reinvest the harvest and get wealth building portfolio. There's certain things that you invest money in, right, that can help you. I see an amazing broker sister, Mommy Nika here. She's a broker in real estate. I'm a realtor as well. I love her from afar, but I'm going to be working her soon by the grace of God. What she's doing in the industry is very powerful, but guess what? What she's selling, what she's doing is an engine that can help you achieve that future that you want to achieve. Because while you have money in the ground, you want to make sure that your money is going to work for you. Now, she talks about strategies, right? I'm giving her that the accolade right now because I respect the industry and I respect the years she's put in with her husband. But guess what? Most of you right now will still go and buy your house and don't understand that you need an investment property, right? That's where financial advice comes through, right? I've helped countless of families break free from being outdated in the advice and the wealth building strategies they have. And let me tell you for a fact, looking back, if you are 65 and you've heard me today, you're watching this video on another day and you wish you had started sooner, come, let regret not be your portion in Jesus' name. God will not allow you to hear my voice and you not take action. Your family, your legacy, your future, they depend on what you do today. Take control. I said it, don't let anybody have that control. You see the picture you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, you see that seat that you're seeing on there. I want you to take control. Take your seat, be in the room and stay in the room. What keeps you in the room is your tenacity, your ability to be coachable, your ability to learn and to run with skills that you're given. That's what keeps you in the room. And you want to bring in skill set that will make people that are wealthy, people that are skilled, people that are experienced to still pour into you. right? Don't be that cop that you say you put a shield on yourself. You want to be a cop that is willing to take. People have experience, let them pour into you. Your family, your legacy, your future, they depend on what you do today, not tomorrow. Take action. Don't wait another day, right? So you want to book the call, you can DM me or you can send me a message. Remember, your family, your future, your freedom, your legacy, all depends on what decisions you make today, not tomorrow. They are counting on you, right? They're counting on you. Don't let outdated device control your tomorrow. Start now and create the future that you need. Go and get this book. It's on Amazon. If you don't want to buy the hard copy, the soft copy is in my link. You can click it and buy this book. It's Kingdom Principles. Is going to show you step by step. It's a workbook. Every chapter has a workbook that is going to help you. When you finish chapter 1, you're going to answer those things. By the time you finish, you get to the last, chapter. You're going to have strategies. You're going to have, things that you want to do to help move the needle forward in your life. And we pray that God helps you achieve those financial goals that you need to achieve. Right. So I remain your host and your girl, Helen Orejobi. I am your favorite girl, your multiply mentor. You want to multiply whatever you have in your hands. You want to book a link with me and let's get that done for you. Remain blessed. Bye bye. Remember, this is my birthday wish. My birthday was just a couple of days ago. I told you that I came with my normal self. I'm not even trying to flex anything. I'm telling you as it's hot, right? As I'm planning my own 12 months, I'm talking to you as if we're in the same room together, right? So remain blessed.